Hey everybody, welcome back. We got absolutely smashed by several, they call them Alberta clippers. Lots of snow, high winds, and I've been cleaning up and just doing what I do here. Got the Cummins running. Got the old Cummins running. Ugh. Throw all this stuff in there. Let's climb into here. Well, this truck starts beautifully. I have not plugged it in yet. It starts every time. Haven't had any issues with it. Before we go and do some chainsaw work today, I want to get my F-250 running and moved. I tried to start it the other night and it wouldn't go. It was so cold out, friends, I broke the handle off the interior driver's side door, which I'm not super impressed about, but so anyways, let's see if we can use the Cummins to boost that. I also need to get my skid steer running, so let's drive her over there. See, the driveway's just full of snow. I've already cleared the driveway once and I'm getting ready to do it again. Then I gotta haul water and get ready for Christmas. This truck, friends, amazing. We had many scenarios where the snow was, 18 inches deep and no issues. Okay, this thing, again, lifted truck, yes. Your diffs aren't any higher, but this thing has 35s on it now versus 33 stock. So couple inches of extra diff clearance and then raising the body up 6 inches, it's going to be pretty hard to get this thing stuck. Now I could get it stuck, but what I'm saying is I'm always taller than the last guy. This is probably one of the tallest trucks around here. There's a lot of big trucks out here. The other night during the storm I went out and the only trucks you saw on the road were 1 tons and 3/4 tons, 4-wheel drives. It was very treacherous out. So anyhow, let's see if we can get the F-250 running. It's questionable. This is the problem with having multiple trucks, is you got to keep them running. Look, friends, it's gone. I might be able to put a pair of vice grips on there. Let's see if we can get this old girl running. Put this thing on high idle. Right here, on, set. Okay, well, I want to put this thing to bed and okay, we'll glow plug this thing probably a couple times. I want to put this thing to bed and there we go. I want to put this thing to bed and take the batteries out of it. Just want to get it running first. I'm going to cycle it twice. Wait to start. This truck was a reliable starter. Not as good as the Cummins. Sorry, friends, I'm having issues. Okay, we're gonna cycle this one more time. That Cummins starts way better than this. It is 11 years newer though. A grid heater works really well because you get heat to all the cylinders. Okay, let's see what we got here. And just like that. Oh, she's cranky. Oh, that sucks, eh? Here. There we go. Oh, she's cranky. Good truck, though. Awesome truck. Okay, I'm gonna let this thing warm up and park it. Since we're having such good luck. This thing, I didn't plug this thing in. I should have. This thing was real cranky the other day. I had a really hard time getting it to go. It did go finally. My biggest issue with this thing, and I still haven't rectified this, I think I might have to get a glow plug relay out of like an F250 even, or Cummins. This relay here only resets once, okay? So it only works once when you put power to it, and then you got to get out and do this over again. So a little bit of a pain. This thing also has a grid heater. It's right there. Okay, let's see if this thing will start. Certified dirty idle indeed. Okay. Okay, key on. You guys can see glow plug heater's working. I'm gonna let it cycle as long as it wants to go, and then I'll fire this thing up, see if it starts. This thing's generally a good starter. It's been really cold out, like minus 32, minus 40. Let it get good and hot. I replaced that intake heater and that relay 2 years ago, and it was working, but now it only cycles once, and it's harder to get parts for this thing. So I may just I'm thinking if I wire up a relay out of like a Cummins even, it should work. Let this thing get good and hot. It's one of those screw type intake heaters. Now let's give her a go. See now, look, it doesn't work a second time. Let her sit for a second. Oh, and she's real cranky. Oh, she's cranky. This poor equipment, in winter. There you go. She caught. I'll give her a little throttle now. Just a little bit. There we go. Now I'll let this thing run for about a half hour. Okay, we are back at the bench now after getting vehicles running. Today's video, let's chamfer the edges. Now, when you look at the edges right now, and the intake is the perfect example, notice it's sharp, okay? It is sharp all the way around where I've poured it. When you run your finger in there, it won't cut you, but you can feel it drags over there. Okay? Now, what will end up happening, if you don't chamfer your cylinders, you will have a piston that's all scuffed up after. Okay? You'll end up with scratches like that and that. Okay? Or worse. So, how do you go about chamfering it? Well, there's a million ways to do it. You can do it by hand. You can do it with a Dremel or a Fordham. I use ball. These are diamond impregnated. You can see that it's kind of shiny. Okay. I use a ball hone, and I will go in with my Fordham, and I will slowly break the edge. All you're doing is breaking the edge. I'm going to show you guys here, okay? If this is the entrance to your cylinder, okay, and this is where you've poured it, what you're doing is you're breaking that edge, okay? It doesn't have to be too deep, okay? So you want it to look like that after. And what that does is, that allows the ring to go in and out on the exhaust side. It gives it a little ramp so that the ring doesn't catch. And on your intake side, okay, that little soft edge there will stop it from rubbing, because sometimes when you port, sorry friends, I have my headlamp on. Sometimes when you port, you end up, here, I'll do it on this side because that side's not cooperating. Sometimes when you port on a microscopic level, you end up with a little burr here, okay? And that will scratch the side of your piston. Okay, so have a look at that. I'm just going to go in with my burr. They also make round burrs. Those work really good too if you want to try those. Let's see if I have one here. Right there. Excuse my hands, friends. I broke the foot off the dolly on my trailer. I slid it over with the skid steer, and the foot was already cracked. I was leaving it for winter, and it broke off, so I did some welding. But, okay, here's your round burr. You can buy these online. You can buy them at Princess Auto. It's just a diamond burr, okay? And you go along the edge really finely and precisely, and you break that edge. Okay, I'm going to do the intake and then show you guys. Okay, and there it is. Notice, friends, I went off a little bit there. Don't worry about that. No biggie. It happens. Okay, could you see? You could see a little lip there. Can you see that now? There's my chamfer. Okay, now I just went around with my diamond burr and just went in there and went all the way around it. Okay, now I'm going to do all the ports. Transfers, even though my transfers don't touch the piston, I'm still going to do it. Okay, and the sides of the exhaust port, you can see the factory chamfer there. Okay, right, look at that ledge there. That's the factory chamfer. I just got to go around the sides where I ported it and put a little chamfer on there just to make sure that the rings don't get caught. I'm going to leave the upper transfers for now, because I want to see how this saw runs. But there you guys go. That's how it's done. Okay, I will chamfer all this. Then I'm going to go in there with, I've used Scotch-Brite, sandpaper, whatever you want to do. And I just go around there with my finger and shine it. Okay, guys, it's about half an hour later, just sitting here with a fire with a piece of 800 grit sandpaper. My thumb is the perfect size for any exhaust port, so I just take it, okay, and I just sit there and I push hard. Okay, and you can feel your thumb inside the exhaust port, and then I use my middle finger, or sorry, I use my thumb for the intake, and I use my middle finger for the exhaust port. Now, I wish you guys could feel this, but it feels like glass, okay? When you run your finger over the ports, it should feel like glass. If it doesn't, keep polishing. It really doesn't take much. Just break that edge. Okay, and the next thing I'll do is run a ball hone through here and then give this thing a bath in the sink in the house. Okay, there you guys go. Open up transfers. Again, we didn't add a ton of case capacity. We just gave that air somewhere to go instead of hitting the wall. I opened it up in here to give it a bigger space to pass through from the lowers to the uppers. A little bit of intake timing. We widened the intake just a hair and we lowered it just a hair. Maybe about 4 degrees total. Exhaust roof is stock. You can see the plating on there still. You just see the discoloration. Okay. It's like 100 exhaust roof, 23 degrees of blowdown, and 152 intake is what we're shooting for. Okay, guys, I think this is going to be a good runner. And Tin Man was here. Anyhow, guys, oh, you guys ask. I use one of these when I'm porting. It's great. Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching. Take her easy. See you guys in a couple days. It'll be Christmas. Later.